They have made life no less than hardscrabble, and when it hurts more to live, than it does to die, then it's a sign that the headstone is being shaped and chiseled. Hi folks, I hope this video is finding you well, and the question for today is, what makes one man savage, and the other man civil? I mean really my boon companions, what drives one man to be predatory, hostile, and fatally engaging, while the other is calm, cool and collected, not wishing to harm a fly? I ask you, what establishes that line or mode of contention? Is it education, or the lack of it? Is it a sound upbringing determining, or the lack of it which harms, hurts, and horrifies? Hi folks, I hope this video is finding you well, and today let's talk leadership, and while remaining in the same vein, let's talk about leadership lacking. I call them social, moral, and spiritual lackeys, as they lack certain standards of uprightness, morality, culture, and scheme. But how is that? How can one person be a darling and the other a wretch, one a good man and one a monster, with both coming from the same soil slit? Folks, remember my saying that the veil has been lifted, parted, yea, pulled back, exposing that which was once hidden. I ask you truly, is there anything today that we do not know given the net, and are those that lead the masses, occupying those seats of governance because they are the best this country has to offer, or is there a conspiracy in attendance? Side note, conspiracy, while a fun word to toss around in ignorance, merely means a secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. Folks, if we know about it, then it's no longer secret. Meaning that it is no longer a conspiracy, for as of then, it becomes a known. And remember what Satan's hemorrhoid Donald Rumsfeld said. Yes, he too is one of them. Anyway, old crime lord Rummy said there are knowns, and there are unknowns. Well, if we know about their crimes, in detail, then it's not a conspiracy, but a standard of revealing, just as prophesied and promised. And to add insult to injury, being a gas pump molestation, they are now talking about a global food shortage, both connecting by a linkage troublesome. Did you hear that? Let me put it another way, they are forcing a global famine, folks, or is it our Father's intervention? Luke chapter 21 and verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. That verse says, and famines, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven, and it's the latter stanza that we need to rope and tie, which is, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Folks, the fearful sight from heaven, in the end, will be his son, the tin flashing foundry worker, parting the sky, riding a stallion of pedigree, with the sword of righteousness in his right hand, with his throne of grace attending. And it shall be a fearful sight for those whose names are not written in the Lamb's book of life, and the children of God whose names are written there. We will welcome our brother Jesus with open arms and hearts at the vestibule, in tears of joy streaming, when we embrace that stability likened to no other. And the great signs from heaven shall be the voice of God Almighty himself resounding through his faithful familiars, and we shall swing soundly the battle axe of Yahweh, as we excise Satan's boils, blisters, and cysts from our gas pumps, from our hospitals, from their banks, right down to the infectious DC, who licenses those inflicting calamity and sackcloth. And make no mistake, we are the battle axe conduction talked about by Jeremiah. When he spoke about Israel as being our father's battle axe, my friends, I don't know how we shall be used, yet, just that we shall be used. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Speaking about Israel, God said this through the weeping prophet, Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. Folks, the children of God are Israel and have defeated every tyrant to date, and we're not done. I have said it before and I'll say it again in this sitting, we are our Father's exhalations in earth, and he will work justice through his faithful servants, who here wants to fight, and who wants to beat feet back to the security of the cubby. Well folks, it's too late, as our cubby is now under siege, which means we must defend. I ask you, if I cannot afford fuel for my equipment, do I plant crops this season? If I cannot by nefarious scheme plant crops, will people go without, and very possibly starve? Let's say that a certain organized savagery, at the fuel pump, is gouging my jerry pail, making it so I cannot buy fuel needed to grow and maintain my crops, causing many to suffer. Folks, what if there is a plan in place, not a conspiracy, but an actual trail of criminals extending from Washington, D.C. to the gas pump, to the medical wards, to the money cupboards, and to the source of information being the licensed liars? Would one not want to intervene? Folks, remember when Tricky Dick Nixon waged a war against drugs? Well, the war is here, but it is not waged against drugs, but is systematically waged against humanity's soft underbelly. Folks, please know that they will not starve to death, men of God, nor their families, without a divine confrontation, but there is no such fight in our holy book. Folks, that means Jesus will return before Satan starves God's family. Know it, believe it, learn it and love it. Please realize that we are on the brink, yea, the edge of forever is staring us in the spiritual face, inviting our stations and estates made righteous by blood, and its familiarity attending. And if you were in charge of food for a country, as in being the FDA, and you saw that increased fuel prices, in a depressed economy, would lead to a fatal food shortage, would you not sound the alarm, as to intercept that suffrage? Of course you would, because you are a child of God, and we know that the world will end at some point, and that point is just cresting, and we have the best seats in the house, thanks to our Father God Almighty, and His love attending our divine forwardcy, driving the yoke team Yahweh, to the city where the streets are paved with gold, with our sorrows and strifes no longer in harmful tow. My friends, we can't do anything to them offensively until directed by divinity's counsel, but we shall defend their harmful advance with a savage mode they have never seen before. They think they're bad, folks, they haven't seen the turn side of bad yet, and please know, when fighting filth, the bar soap and a scrub brush are your best friends. Let's scrub for our family's future happiness, and in the words of General George S. Patton, I pity the poor bastards that we're going up against, I really do. In closing, my friends, those whom refuse a moral and social leash mean great harm and suffering to you and those you love, so we need to start running divinity's mau at the gas pump, in the checkout line, at the bank and at the roadside stop. Let the nice officer know that he is the only thing between those who suffer, and the ones causing that suffering. Folks, the police are working for, while protecting unknowingly, the 1776 invaders of our country, and they were not English, Frank, nor were they Swedes, but of a standard and condition lower, and the lot of them shall soon be escorted to their prophesied peril, and this moment, unbeknownst to them, they are skating on very thin ice, and please know this, they will not be pushing the seed of God around much longer, and understand our rejection of their culture damaging to ours, starts a certain feel, which is a bridled anger, and being children of God we need to keep our wits about us. Folks, the first hurdle is being free of the fear of dying. I mean, how hard can it be? It didn't hurt to be born, as the hurt didn't begin, as I remember it, until we got older. My friends, they are making it to where it hurts more and more to live, and when it hurts more to live than it does to die, then it's a sign that the whole thing is broken. And how long will we tell our children the same things that we were told, i.e., there is nothing that can be done about it, and that's just the way it is? Well, that counsel is for children, and when I was a child I spake as a child, but when I became a man I put away childish things, which included the aforementioned thoughts. There is nothing that can be done, it's just the way it is. Well, there is plenty that can be done, like identify the offenders. They are the giants spoken to in Genesis, being the seed of the rebel angels that followed Satan, and the rest are the seed of Satan himself, whom are running our families ragged, and they will still need an army exceeding to fight the men of God. And on that note, we're just getting started down the hard road, and the children of God would have it no other way. And with that, fear them not, and I'll see you on the other side of this humbling. Be well and much love, and as always, please take the best of care, and I thank you so much for listening, my friends.